Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining me. And what I wanted to talk about is this very significant, powerful new moon in Aries coming up in a couple of days. And because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, it's like the astrological new year. So in a way, astrologers really should wish one another Happy New Year now at the time of this new moon in Aries coming up on the 15th or 16th of April, depending where you live. So let's think about Aries. Aries is about taking action. We've got no planets in air signs at this time. And the air signs are famous for thinking about things. The air signs Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Thinking, discussing, debating. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And Aries now, with this new moon with no air, is about taking action. It's a wonderful time to burst forth. I don't know where you live in the world, but here where I am in Greece at the moment, spring is really bursting out. The flowers are bursting out everywhere. The trees have got lots of green shoots in them. It's a time to burst out because we've got Uranus conjunct to this sun and moon. So it's time to take a risk. What risk are you going to take? Anybody thinking of something that they'd like to break out of? Maybe you need to break out of an old relationship and renew it. Press the refresh button. The great news is that Mercury is going to be direct as well at the time of this new moon. So we're moving forward. We're moving forward. So for many people, yes, I know it's Friday the 13th here right now. For some of you, it's already Saturday morning, very early on, I think, those in New Zealand. But for most of you, it's still Friday the 13th, which can be a very lucky day. You see, it all depends on how you view things. So what I'm seeing here now is this tremendous opportunity for saying, okay, certain things have been stuck and I've been waiting for things to move. And yes, in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm being reminded that in South Africa and of course New Zealand, Australia, you're beginning the autumn or the fall. And for you too, that is still a change in season. It's a different vibration. So what this is about, Uranus is about, the alarm clock is going off. There's no more procrastination. There's no more time for it. It is time to just move. Even if you don't know where you're moving to. Make it your business to move. Now, maybe something's been particularly stuck in your life. Maybe you've been going round in circles with your work or in a relationship, or maybe something to do with your health. Well, this is a great time to unstick yourself, to unglue yourself from going round in a vicious circle and to think outside the box. Yes, you may break away from an ex-partner, something that's been hanging around you for such a long time. This is a wonderful time to go head first. Aries rules the head. Some of you might be moving. Yes, there might be a move of country, a move of state. So, what are you doing with your head? Often it's a good time to do things to do with the head and the face. So for me, for the new moon, I'm going to get my hair done. What are you going to do? And always take into consideration, I love looking at both sides of the coin. So whenever we've got a strong Aries influence, we must also look at the Libra influence. And I see somebody now has just posted that they're sending peace and love to everybody out there. Because not only do some of us need it, all of us need it. On a deeper level. So, time to break out of your self-created prisons. What is it you think you have to do, must do, gotta go, move, 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 move? No, it's not that kind of a moving. This is an inspired kind of a moving. A move where you are inspired to do something differently. So what I thought I'd do is to take a trip around the houses and look at where it may fall for you, so that this becomes a personal broadcast and you can really narrow down the life area that is most likely going to be touched by this new beginning, this new chapter, this new vitality. Whenever I think of Aries, I think of vitality. I think of energy. I think of fire bursting out, uncontrolled. And there is a certain uncontrolled element with the Uranus energy here. It's like, yes, just letting rip. All too often, people are, tightly, we keep ourselves maybe tightly under control. Everything's like, almost, people I don't know about you, but for many years I used to grind my teeth in the night. Yeah, because I was just holding on to everything. And you may find that there's a surprise waiting for you here with this new moon energy. It's like, whoa, can't hold on to anything anymore. All right, I'm just going to go with this new exciting direction. What would be exciting for you? What gives you that feeling of butterflies in your tummy? That's the kind of thing we're looking for. So, Mercury's direct as well, so you can sign contracts and move ahead and not worry about things going there and back. I don't know how Mercury retro's been for you, but it's been quite a doozy over here, that I can tell you. I sent a case from here to Edinburgh, because I'm going to Edinburgh very shortly, and it made sense to send the case in advance. And they promised 5 working days. And now we're up to about 15 working days. But, that's just with how it is. And some of you are born with Mercury retrograde. About a quarter of you will have Mercury retrograde in your chart. And Mercury retrograde, if you have it natally, is often somebody who thinks about things, takes their time before making decisions. You can often be very good writers. But that's another subject. There's so much to astrology, isn't there? There's so much richness. There's so much abundance here. So how can you surprise yourself? Yes? What can you do to surprise yourself in a new way? And yes, the Aries new moon for me is happening in my career area. Everything to do with my work. So I'm being encouraged to unstick myself further and put myself out there even further. And so it'll be interesting to see what new things will emanate on this channel. So I hope you're going to stay tuned with me, because I so enjoy doing these live broadcasts, I must say. They were scary at first, still a little bit scary. But at the same time, I'm excited to have this, I feel, one-on-one interaction with you. Yes, I know there's many of you online right now. Thank you for joining. But at the same time, I feel one-on-one with each and every one of you. So, if you've got planets around 26 degrees, if you know that, not all of you may not know that, but these 26 degree planets are going to get activated for new beginnings. So if you've got a Venus, it could be a new love beginning. If it's a Saturn, it could be a new beginning in the way that you structure your time. Gosh, it's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. So, let's go around the houses. Now, if you do know where the new moon falls in your chart, great. If you don't know, then I'm going to do a generic version as well, for those of you who don't know where your new moon is. So if it falls in your first house, or you're an Aries, then it's going to be to do with you. New beginnings in maybe your health, your well-being. New beginnings with doing something different for yourself physically. Maybe dressing differently, wearing a different colour, doing your hair differently. But doing something new in the way that you present yourself. A new identity. Now maybe it's in your second house. And for the second house, it's going to be Pisceans. Pisces, you're going to have this in your second house, unless you know where it is. This is just for people who don't know exactly where it's falling. So for Pisceans, it's in your second house. So new beginnings to do with money, to do with finance. You might find a new way of earning money. You might receive a surprise gift. You might get a new idea of a talent that you have that you've not explored, because the second house would rule your gifts. And maybe it's falling in your third house. And third house people, it's going to be your Aquarians. So in the third house, the new moon, it's all about creating some new networks around you, connecting with new people, taking some risks with the way you communicate, online and offline. You might learn some new technology, a wonderful time for learning something new, for studying something new. And you might meet one of your neighbours and strike up a whole new kind of friendship with somebody, or just people around you. You might go on a spontaneous trip somewhere. Ooh, how exciting. And if it's in your fourth house, if you know it's in the fourth, or if you don't know where it is, then it's going to be Capricorn as well in your fourth house. So a new moon in your fourth, new beginnings in your home, your environment, bringing a new flavour in. Maybe it's just cleaning and clearing and decluttering. Maybe you're planning a move. Maybe you're doing something new with a family member. Maybe you're surprising a family or a member or a close friend. But some kind of new beginnings, a breath of fresh air into your home environment. And if you work from home, then the same for your work environment. And now we're going to move on to the fifth house. If you know it's in the fifth, great. If you don't know where it is, then it's going to be Sagittarius. You've got it in your fifth house. The fifth house, new romance possibility for those of you who want that. An opportunity to start a new business of your own. An opportunity to entertain people or to be entertained. And an opportunity to just bring some more lightness into your life. Yeah, just really get yourself a balloon and let yourself look upwards to this balloon. And behave a little bit like a child. And in your sixth house, if you don't know where it is in your chart, the sixth will be Scorpios will have it in the sixth house. So the sixth house could be a new beginning for your work area. A new opportunity with work, a new job, a new situation. A new beginning connected to your health, your well-being. You might find a new healing modality. You might find yourself helping out, volunteering somewhere, helping others in some way, and doing something you've never done before. Remember, this is very much about doing something differently. This is not the same old, same old. This is not a boring type of moon. This is an exciting type of moon. And you might find, if it's in the sixth house, that you find a new physical activity that you enjoy, or a new diet that you'd like to pursue or share with others, or some health tips that you want to share with others. And then it's in your seventh house, if you know that, great. But otherwise, Libras, it's going to be in your seventh. Ha ha ha! Yes, that's new relationships if it's in the seventh. A new beginning, a fresh start. A renewal of an existing relationship. A shake-up of a relationship. If you're in a relationship that's got stale, and this could be a business relationship as well as a personal relationship, well, you may find you're just going to have to really open up to being different in this relationship, to seeing it differently, to doing different things. You might strike up a long-distance relationship. That's very possible with that Uranian energy happening in the seventh house. And your eighth house, if it's falling in the eighth and you know it, great. If you don't know where it is, then Virgos, in your eighth house it's falling. So this is an opportunity for you for a new beginning in anything to do with getting closer to people, becoming more intimate, letting your guard down a little bit. Virgos, you can be very cautious and careful sometimes, can't you? This is about just saying, all right, I'm letting my guard down. I'm going to see what happens. It's a wonderful time for investigating astrology, tarot, channeling, anything psychic, anything in the unseen realms. It's wonderful for that. You will all have Aries somewhere in your chart. I'm being asked, somebody's saying you don't have Aries. You will have Aries somewhere in the chart, dear one. So if you're Libra, Scorpio, somebody's asking here, you'll have it either in the 7th or the 6th house, more than likely. So, if it's in the 9th house, or you're a Leo, 9th house, well, this is an opportunity for traveling, a trip to somewhere you've never been before, an opportunity to study something new, to get a book out there, to get information out there, to do some international business, connect with people internationally, far and wide, and maybe to even start a romance with somebody from a very different culture to you. And if it's in your 10th house, or you're a Cancerian, an opportunity for new beginnings with your destiny path, the 10th house, to do with your career. It could be a new career direction altogether. You might break out of an existing career and pursue something completely different. It's an opportunity for breaking out of the mold. Maybe you've been in a career or a work situation that you've done what was expected of you. Well, maybe you're now going to do the unexpected. Very exciting. And in the 11th house, and this will be if you're a Gemini, if you don't know where it is, this new moon for you. In the 11th house, new beginning to do with friendships, new friends, new social circle, online or in person. An opportunity to connect with a new kind of community, a community that's very uplifting to you. You might find yourself working with a new team of people around you. Wonderful. And finally, it's happening in your 12th house. If you don't know where it is for you in your chart and you're a Taurus, new moon, Uranus energy, 12th house. A new beginning in your consciousness, the subconscious becoming conscious, becoming aware, your awareness getting fine-tuned. An opportunity to release all the past. Just let it go in one foul swoop. Don't even think about it. Just go, 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 go. An opportunity to immerse yourself into past lives, into anything like that might be of interest to you, or astrology and the esoteric and the metaphysical and anything unseen. You might also begin a new research project with it in the 12th house. So it is the astrological new year coming up. Think about something that you can do that is fresh and alive and now. And yes, people are commenting here, thank you. The Pleiadians are absolutely dying to talk to you. But I am going to just do a follow-up live stream straight after this live stream, all right, with the Pleiadians, because not everybody likes the Pleiadians yet. And for right now, I'm keeping it separate. So always, as I've said many times, look at the polarities. So wherever the new moon is falling, always look at the opposite side of it. So if it's the first house, look at your relationships. If it's the second house, look at your money and other people's money. If it's the third house, look at learning and studying, and then look at teaching and sharing information. If it's the fourth house, look at the home and look at your career and how you take that out into the world. If it's the fifth house, look at your entrepreneurial ability, your playfulness, your creativity, and how you bring that out into the world. And if it's the 6th house, it's your physical well-being, your physical health, your work. And the opposite, the 12th, everything to do with releasing and letting go, from doing to being. So I'm just excited to be with you. I hope that you can feel the excitement that is about to burst through in a couple of days' time, when Mercury goes direct, when the new moon is actually properly new. But we're in the build-up to it now, and I think many of you are feeling it. So I could always carry on talking. It's very easy. I can't believe how quickly the time goes. Even when just discussing one relatively small subject astrologically. So I'm going to take any questions. If you've got any questions about something that I've discussed today that's burning in you, please ask it now. In true Aries fashion, now. Do not hesitate. So I'll take 1 or 2 questions if they're there, about if you've got anything to ask about this new moon energy and the astrological new year. Do I get the giggles while on live chat? It has been known, yes, most definitely. Does the new moon coincide with a future full moon? Well, you know, that's a really good question. And because I have to sit still and stay put, I can't get to my piece of paper that would tell me where the full moon in Aries, you know, what date that is. But it's going to be approximately somewhere in about 6 months' time. But I will cover that in time. Good question asked here by Stephanie. Thank you for your question. Is it a good time to manifest things? Yes, it's a wonderful time for manifestation. Yes, it is. Thank you. What's the upside of the 11th house? The upside of the 11th house has everything to do with friendships, social circles, communities, your tribe, your dreams, your wishes. There's so many upsides to all of astrology. Doesn't mean to say we don't have our challenges, but this now is an opportunity for stepping out and not allowing the heaviness to linger a while, as it has been doing, but not allow it to become aware of when you start to feel heavy and letting it go. Is it a good time to do a detox? Yes, it is. It's a great time. Lots and lots of questions. Great. You can get your free natal chart from my website, yourastrologysigns.com. And if you go under reports, you'll find the first drop down is free chart. Yes, good time to make a wish. Why not? So, how will the pole shift affect astrology? That's a big question, and it won't affect astrology in the same way that you might be thinking. I think it's going to affect us deeply, physically, and living on this planet, but astrologically, not necessarily as big as you might anticipate. People are asking, should you be worried? Libra ascendants or different ones be worried about this new moon? Not at all. The main thing to be aware of is that it's important not to stay stuck in something that's negative and pulling you down. Just say, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. And keep distracting yourself. Uranus can keep distracting you to something new, something different. So, Thank you very, very much for listening. I can't believe that 30 minutes have gone by in a twinkling of an eye. And it's an opportunity also to get into the zone, to be very creative, and to go outside of time during this new moon. So I hope you've enjoyed being with me as much as I've enjoyed being with you. I'm going to come back very shortly, probably in a few minutes, with the Pleiadians, so get ready with questions. I've got some top questions that many of you have asked, and I'll start with those. And I'm sending you, as always, much love and gratitude for you taking the time to be with me today. Thank you.